If you're a personal trainer, if you're an online fitness coach, if you're a good online personal trainer, if you're a good online fitness coach, you can get results for your clients. You're going to think this episode is bloody crazy. You might even think that this is just straight out BS. But you can't deny the fact that what we're actually going to be showing you is the exact 3-step process that you need, that any online health fitness professional needs to be able to get clients. And that's why I want to walk you through the really 3 easy steps you can literally put into play from today so you can start getting leads, start signing on clients, and stop stressing about money, stop stressing about where your next clients are going to come from, because this 3-step process is exactly what is working now. And also, if we're just meeting for the first time, hi, I'm Christian Faith. I'm the CEO and founder of Coaches Cartel, and this is Josh.
Josh here, great meeting you. If we're meeting for the first time, I was a client here way back in the day before Chris had a beard and tattoos, and before I think I even could produce hair on my body. I was so young. Went on and coached 15,000 people. Now I'm the director of delivery here at the Cartel, where I spend my days helping you build a business and a life that you love.
So I believe that the proof is in the pudding, and if you've seen our podcast, if you watch the other videos, you've probably seen the results of our members. And this is why I wanted to bring Josh for this specific episode, because if you're just getting started with online personal training, or if you've been in it for a while, but maybe you're frustrated because you're not getting the results that you really want, Josh is perfect proof of being able to use this 3-step process to be able to make this happen. Now, maybe even before we start diving into it, and put context into this, Josh, what were you struggling with before you actually started with the Cartel? And let's go through then how to apply the process.
Yeah, 100%. I was using what I call the freestyle method, which means I was testing and trying everything. It was a dark time, and it wasn't a good time for me, because I would start running ads. Problem was, I didn't know how to run ads or write ad copy. Then I would do email marketing, but realized no one was on my email list. And then I would post on Twitter, trying to come up with cool one-liners. And then I'd post on Instagram, but I'm not really an Instagram guy. And then I'd post on LinkedIn, try to be professional. I'm not the most buttoned-up guy in the world, if you know me. So I was just trying to figure out everything, and I was trying everything. There was no system in place. That was the key problem I was experiencing.
Okay, so Josh just said the actual word that I wanted to highlight today, which is systems. The whole idea of everything that I want to take you through, everything that we actually do, is ensuring that you actually have a system in place. And so let's define what a system is. The system is simply going to be a repeatable process that can work day in, day out to get the predicted result that we want. And ideally, we don't actually want you to have to do the heavy lifting as it to work. We want it either automated or delegated so that you can sit back, or not sit back, so you can do the things that you really love as well, which is probably going to be actually coaching your clients, because that's what you're really good at. You don't want to have to be pulling your hair out, trying to figure out all the different tech stuff, how to set up ads, thinking about all the different content you got to produce, all that different stuff. Let's know if you go there. So the 3-step process that you need to be able to go through from today to make sure that you get leads and get clients in a predictable system is simply going to be the first one. And this might sound blazingly obvious, but I think it's probably one of the biggest problems that most health and fitness professionals have when they come to us. You got to get people that don't know you to know you. I know, radical concept. This might be mind-blowing to you right now. But seriously, do you have a system where you can get fresh, new people that don't know you to know who you are? And not just randomly know who you are, but know that you are actually the person that can help them with the problem that your expertise is around. So is this about trying to get more followers on Instagram and doing more gym selfies? No, that's not the case. I was just at the gym before this and just saw a few people doing getting the selfies in.
And it's like 7 a.m. It's too early to be doing that crap. What's going on, man?
But it doesn't work. This is the thing that I want you to realize. Are you doing, do you know I'm putting X amount of effort in and I'm getting Y result? No, okay? So the idea is, what's the system that you're going to use to be able to get people that don't know you to know you? Now, if you are trying to use Instagram as your main platform, okay, great, and that definitely does work. I'm not poo-pooing Instagram or anything like that, but what's the actual process? Maybe you're doing Facebook, maybe it's a podcast, maybe it's a YouTube. There's plenty of different platforms, but my first piece of advice is start with one platform, right? Don't think that you're going to try and do the omnipresent things from the jump. That's not the case. You want to start with one platform and get really good at it. And you really want to make sure, number one, is your market on that platform, right? Two, are you actually enjoying and good at producing content for that platform? So let's say it's YouTube, for example, right?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy getting in front of the camera and being able to shoot content and being able to have the process of pressing record and it getting actually on YouTube? Like, if you're not enjoying that, or you don't think you're good at it, you haven't built that skill set yet, well then maybe that's not the first platform to be able to focus on. What do you think?
I totally agree. You have to play to your strengths, and you have to make sure your market is hanging out where you're actually trying to talk to them. Because if we're talking about the main problem coaches have when they come to us, people don't know they exist. You're talking to no one if you're on the wrong platform or not communicating in the way that you actually should be. We love YouTube. That's why we have over 700 trainings here on the YouTube channel. We're good at this. We enjoy it. It's fun. And based on the results that our YouTube videos produce, our people and coaches love them as well. So that's why we do it. Where do you best communicate? Do you love taking photos? And are you good at it? Then hey, Instagram's great. Do you love the long form stuff? Great. YouTube could be great. Facebook, you can get a little bit of both. Like, do you love writing and are you good at it? Still do blogs. I still read blogs. A good blog will still be read in a 2022 and beyond world. You gotta play to your strengths and have enough self-awareness and humility to actually look at yourself and say, hey, what am I good at? Who is my market? Who do I actually want to work with? And where are they?
Okay, nailed it. Let's go to step number 2. So once we've got people that know who you are, and it's actually about the problems they have and they know they're genuinely coming to you because you can solve their problem, the second step is really easy. But it's something that takes time and it's actually really easy to get wrong as well, which is you need to build a relationship with that person. You need to nurture them. You need to build a trust so that they can see you as the actual person that can solve their problem. So let's just be perfectly honest.
Yes.
Let's call the pink elephant out that's in the room right now, which is you've got heaps of competition, right? If you're a personal trainer, online health coach, whatever, think about all the different, the amount of competition that you have, whether it comes to online coaches just on Instagram or just in general in life, especially if you're like, I help people lose weight. Well, great, there's a gabillion other people that do the same thing. Why are people going to be magnetized and attracted and coming to you to be able to solve their problem? That's a very important part. This is how you separate yourself from your competition. But the other factor is you need to make sure, for all of this to actually happen, you need to ensure that you're getting your content back in front of them. Now, I've got an amazing friend, James.
Yes.
Mr. Kemp, brilliant dude. He talks about a concept I think is really critical that I want to share with you right now, and that is increasing the amount of content consumption with your audience. So you want to think about, how do I increase the amount of consumption that they have of my content? So it can be total consumption, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, podcast, reading emails, the plethora of it all, but you want to be able to increase that amount, because I think there is a close link between the amount of content someone's going to consume of yours and the likelihood of them actually coming on as a client of yours as well. It's a little bit obvious if we think about it. Someone sees one post and one IG reel. Is someone going to become a client of yours? Well, probably not. I think the percentages are extremely small. But if someone's listened to multiple podcasts, they've binged through your YouTube, they're reading every single email, they're clicking like and commenting on your IG post, yeah, I think that's a much higher likelihood that they're now going to become a client of yours. And that's because you've built a relationship with them and they're clearly able to consume enough to then say, yeah, I like this person I'm vibing with. They're clearly able to actually solve the problem they have, which then goes to the third point. But before we get there, what do you think about what's needed for this nurturing?
Yeah, in a very practical way, there's 3 things that come to mind. My main concern with someone consuming or not consuming someone's content is the content accessible and visible to them? Do they know the content's there? And a lot of times people don't, and unfortunately most people aren't proactive enough to go find it. So sometimes you as the coach and leader have to kind of bring them along a little bit and kind of say, hey, here it is, watch this, it's amazing. And then the content has to back up the claim that you made, which we'll talk about the offer in a little bit. 3 things. I would suggest strongly have all of your leads inside a Facebook group. Okay, so this way they are all in a platform. You can then post content inside your private community. That way they're more likely to actually check the community, and you can tag people, a little bit technical here, you can tag people in the content you make so they get a notification inside their actual social media profile so they know to go look at it. Otherwise, you're just gonna pray and hope on the algorithm that your stuff pops up. And with the bajillion other coaches and other stuff they're watching, not even fitness related, they're not gonna see that. Get them inside a group. Another thing, get them inside your email list. I suggest you have a couple pre-qualifying questions when people have to join your group. One of them is, what is your email address? Then you can send them inside your email list. And you can email them and say, hey, just made an awesome post inside the Facebook group, or hey, I just recorded a podcast. Hey, just made a YouTube video. Here's the link for it. Go check it out. That way we can actually make sure they're literally consuming the content, because you do all this hard work in content, you gotta make sure people see it. Third but not least, the actual appointment setting stuff that we have, the setter systems. Come on over to the private Facebook group if you haven't already. I've got all kinds of cool scripts and DM flows that you can send people to make sure you are building that relationship and not doing it in a super salesy way. Stuff that I actually followed myself for the last 12 to 18 months, and it worked really well. Anyways, what's stopping you from sending a text message or an email or a personal DM? Or God forbid, 2022, a personal phone call saying, hey dude, thanks for joining the Facebook group. I just made the greatest YouTube video of all time. Do you want it? Why would you not do that? That's how you, a little bit corny, but we're in Bali, so we got to get a little bit woo-woo with it. That's how you scale love. What you're trying to do is love and lead these people. Gonna take a little bit of effort. Either you have to do it or a virtual assistant has to.
So a couple things Josh put down that I want to make sure you pick up. One is doing the work that's needed to make this happen. So we call this inside the cartel a hunting procedure, or we call it a hunting SOP. So we have a playbook exactly how to be able to make sure that you're actually following up with the people that know who you are and they're in your list, they're in your audience. And like, how many people have you told to call or send a text message to, and their immediate reaction is like, what? Like, it's like,
people are shocked. I've done over 1,000 consultations with coaches in the last 12 months, and their mind is boggled when I do a little personal outreach, or when I send a nice encouraging message before a call, or even a reminder for them. It's the little things, guys, and people are mind blown when that happens because no one else is doing it, because I don't know if people really care.
So this is exact, let's use an actual person that's done this. Joe.
Mr. Joe Bonington. Shout out to Joe Bonington.
Literally went in last month from struggling to now being able to have a 6-figure online business using this process. And it was just this process.
Yes, like it was the only change that happened in the business.
So if you want to be like, hey, you want a 6-figure online fitness business and you want to be able to do it within 30 days, I know that sounds like anyone else that says that, I'd be like, dude, that sounds like completely BS. Like, man, but I'm trying to say this in the most serious tone and voice possible. It is very easily doable when actually following this process. You do have to do the work. I'm not saying it's just like done, do you know what I mean? You can't click your fingers, but you've got to follow the actual process as well. So we've done 1, we've done 2, let's do 3, which is very critical to making this happen. And if you don't do this, the first 2 are kind of worthless.
Yeah.
Which is, you need to then give them an offer that they can't say no to.
I'm gonna make them an offer, Captain.
So the whole premise of this is really going to be, can you actually be able to say, here is what I have for you, and for them to see it and be like, yes, I want that. Now, in an ideal world, we want to be able to create an offer that they can't say no to, but we're setting that as the benchmark so that we can work up to that as well. If you want an amazing book, I would highly recommend $100 Million Offer by Alex Hormozi. Dude's an absolute genius. The book is absolutely incredible. It costs $1, so like, I think you're a little bit nuts if you don't get it. And he breaks it down. So I'm not going to regurgitate what he says, because I think that is literally the world's best piece of advice, and be able to follow that process like inside of it. But to be able to see how it works for an online fitness business, we can say, well, what is it that you're actually getting your client's result? Like, what's the result that they're saying, I'm going to be able to achieve this with you, which is the dream result. Then it's how likely are they going to think that they're going to get that result with you. And then thirdly, it's going to be how much time and effort do they need to put in for that result to be able to be achieved as well. So I think this is really important, because most fitness coaches, when they first come to us, are trying to sell, oh God, a 12-week online weight loss program, and it's
for busy professionals. Don't get me started. Here we go.
And it's, you get a training program, you get a diet, and you get one-on-one calls with me. Whoop-de-doo, Basil.
Oh, like every other coach in the world?
Yeah, totally.
Super creative.
Yeah, and I'm not saying those three things you don't involve, but it's like, how are you actually going to get them the result in the easiest way possible? Because people are paying you for certainty, and they're also paying you for convenience because they want things to be able to be achieved easier and faster as well, and they want to be certain that they're going to achieve that result.
Yeah, one main thing that I've been hammering with our members lately on the whole offer thing is make sure the result you are selling is specific to the market and measurable.
Yeah.
Because if you're another coach that says, hey, we're gonna get you to lose some weight, or hey, you're gonna build some muscle, or you're gonna have more endurance, people don't know what that means.
Yeah.
So say, hey, you're gonna get X amount of results in Y amount of time, and you look them straight in the face and say, this is what's up, dude. And when you can do that, your prospects feel that, and they want that. They want the result. The problem is they don't exactly know what they want, because if they did, they probably would already have the result.
You know, this episode might go a little bit longer than I thought.
It's all good, this is a good one.
Why I think people struggle with that is many coaches don't actually know that they can get that result with the clients.
Mm-hmm.
That's something we can't solve in this episode. But you've got to be good enough to be able to actually get the client the result using the format that you do. And I think that's like a big reason why coaches have to qualify in to be able to work with us is simply because of that. Like, we can't just take anyone and everyone, because that's not the case. You've got to be a good coach. You've got to be able to get people results at the end of the day. Then we can build a framework of a successful business around that, because if you can't get your clients results, or if you're not sure that, hey, I know that I'm confident, I'm a good coach, I am able to actually structure what's needed and get this person to be able to achieve X, well, that's a huge problem that needs to be solved as well.
Well, here's what happens. We end up getting you 20 high ticket coaching clients in your first 30 or 60 days. You get 5 or 6 grand recurring in the bank. They go through the 3 to 6 month program that you have set up, and they all leave you. And you're back to square one. So it's like, actually being a good coach is a super underrated thing that we probably should talk about more.
Okay, so why don't we do this? In the next episode, we're going to talk about one thing that's really important, and let me premise it with this. The easiest way to double your income is to halve the amount of clients that leave you, right? I didn't say anything about getting more leads. I didn't say anything about making more sales. I said double your income by halving the amount of people that actually leave you. So if you got 20 online clients in your first domain launch, amazing. But if they all leave at the end of the 12 weeks, well, that's not great. That's a front end sale, and you're missing the huge back end, which really where all the profit is going to be laid for you anyway. So I think what we should cover in the next episode is going to be actually keeping clients and making sure that you're getting them great results, and you're being able to double your business, and then double and double, and then you keep going on from there.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. Not to cut you guys off here, but let's do that one next.
Okay. Brilliant. So I appreciate everything that you are being able to bring here. Hopefully we're being able to help you. The easiest next step from here for us to be able to actually help you further is to join the private group. It's the 6-figure online group. I'll pop a link below for you to be able to join in. This is where you're going to get the live trainings that we're jumping in there and giving you every single week. This is us being able to answer your questions, and you'll be able to get all of there's a free book. There's the 10K course. There is a lot of stuff in there that is absolutely free, because we're making it a no-brainer of an offer for you. So if you want to be able to have the easiest steps that is clearly laid out for you to be able to grow a 6-figure online fitness business, click the link below, join the group, and we'll personally see you in the next step.